a continent known for its rich resources, is now riding the rails of the future. For the first time in history, Africa is witnessing a transportation revolution, and it's not being led by Europe, China, or the U.S., but by a groundbreaking energy innovation born right at home. Maxwell Industries, a name once whispered in the corners of alternative energy circles, is now being shouted across the continent. Why? Because they just made the impossible inevitable. For decades, African railroads have lagged behind, plagued by outdated diesel systems, high maintenance costs, and environmental concerns. But change was coming, and it didn't come from the West. It came from Maxwell. Their secret? A next-gen battery system. One so efficient, so durable, it eliminates the need for constant grid support. And here's the kicker. It charges using solar fields integrated along the railway itself. Maxwell's battery isn't just another lithium-ion brick. It's a hybrid of graphene ultracapacitors and solid-state cells, offering rapid charge cycles, minimal degradation, and unprecedented energy density. No smoke, no noise, no fossil fuels. Just pure, silent power, running across thousands of kilometers of African terrain. The launch took place in East Africa, a newly laid electrified route connecting industrial cities, ports, and remote communities. A clean, high-speed line, powered not by imported tech, but by Maxwell's vision. For locals, this wasn't just a train. It was hope. It was opportunity. For Maxwell, it was proof that African innovation could lead the world, not follow it. This electric railway isn't just about transport. It's a catalyst for trade, tourism, and industry. With faster, cheaper movement of goods and people, African economies can now compete on a global scale. And unlike previous infrastructure projects, this one wasn't built with debt. It was built with vision. From Senegal to South Africa, nations are already in talks with Maxwell. And with plans to integrate AI-driven train logistics, autonomous freight lines, and off-grid power storage, this is only the beginning. Africa isn't just catching up. It's leaping forward on clean rails powered by its own innovation. In a world racing toward electric futures, Africa just laid its own tracks, and Maxwell lit the way. The question isn't whether Africa is ready. The question is the world ready for Africa? What makes Maxwell different isn't just the technology, it's the philosophy. These aren't systems built for export. They're designed in Africa for African conditions. Rugged terrain? Handled. Power shortages? Solved. Long distances with no grid? Not a problem. And now, countries outside Africa, from South America to Southeast Asia, are asking for licenses to adopt Maxwell's platform. The script is flipping. Africa is no longer importing ideas. It's exporting revolutions. Maxwell's electric rail revolution isn't just moving people. It's empowering them. Each new rail line creates thousands of skilled jobs, from technicians and data engineers to solar architects and energy analysts. Entire ecosystems of innovation are emerging across African cities and rural hubs alike. And for a continent with the youngest population in the world, this isn't just growth. It's destiny. What happens to a Maxwell battery when it's retired from the rails? It becomes a lifeline, repurposed into community energy storage units. These batteries are now bringing electricity to villages that have never had power before, clean, stable, and off-grid. This isn't just about trains anymore. It's about rewriting Africa's energy map, sustainably, independently, and forever. The world is watching, and for once, it's not with pity or investment pitches. It's with admiration, even envy. Governments and corporations are asking how Africa did it, how Maxwell broke every rule, skipped fossil fuels entirely, and built a future without looking back. This is more than steel on tracks. It's a signal, a promise, a challenge to the next generation of African innovators, thinkers, and builders. Your future doesn't need permission. Your future doesn't need to be borrowed. It's already arriving, one electric track at a time. Where electric trains go, transformation follows. In cities where Maxwell's lines now run, something incredible is happening. Startups are blooming, smart transit hubs are rising, and data is becoming Africa's new oil, clean, renewable, and valuable. Artificial intelligence now governs traffic flow, cargo distribution, even weather-based rail routing. Maxwell didn't just create a train, it created a platform, a digital nervous system for Africa's next-gen economy. And now, another bold move. Maxwell is spearheading the Africa-Asia corridor, a modern Silk Road, built not on camels and ships, but on electrons and algorithms. Ports in Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique are being linked directly to inland manufacturing zones via Maxwell's high-speed electric rail, cutting delivery times by 70% and slashing carbon emissions by over 90%. This isn't just infrastructure, it's geopolitics, and Africa is now a player, not a pawn. But no revolution arrives unchallenged. Maxwell's rise has rattled powerful players, oil giants, international rail conglomerates, even old political regimes. Accusations were thrown, sanctions were threatened, investments were blocked. But what they didn't anticipate was Maxwell's resilience and Africa's unity. Through open-source collaboration, public-private alliances, and grassroots energy training programs, the movement grew stronger and unstoppable. Maxwell isn't slowing down. By 2030, their vision is clear: a continent-wide rail and energy grid, fully electric, fully African, and fully sovereign. Imagine traveling from Cape Town to Cairo on a zero-emission train in under 20 hours. Imagine drones and electric trucks seamlessly syncing with rail schedules. Imagine a continent moving cleanly, silently, efficiently on its own terms. This revolution is more than steel and silicon. It's a message from a continent long underestimated, now redefining what's possible. Africa is not waiting to be saved. It's not waiting to catch up. It's building forward, faster than anyone thought possible. And if you think electric trains are the end of the story, just wait until you see what Maxwell's building next, deep beneath the cities. A silent, floating rail system that could make even Elon Musk nervous. What if we told you that roads as we know them are becoming obsolete, that beneath the feet of millions, a new kind of transport is quietly taking shape? Maxwell's next frontier isn't above ground, it's below it. They call it the subflux system, an ultra-quiet, vacuum-powered transit line connecting urban centers through a network of magnetic tunnels. No friction, no sound, just pure, floating motion. Elon Musk's Hyperloop stirred imaginations, but it was Maxwell that made it practical and local. Subflux doesn't require billion-dollar tunnels dug through deserts. Instead, it uses modular tube segments, 3D, printed with basalt fiber and assembled by robotic units. In just 6 months, Lagos will see its first floating commuter pod gliding silently beneath the chaos of street traffic, faster than any car, cleaner than any bus. With rail systems both above and below, a new urban model is forming, one that doesn't revolve around cars. Welcome to the rail-based city. In these cities, traffic jams are history. Pollution/parking lots are being replaced with green spaces. Residential towers are built atop transit hubs. Everything groceries, schools, work is 5 minutes from a station. And at the heart of it all, Maxwell's ecosystem. Electric mobility, battery storage, decentralized energy, and real-time data flow, all integrated into a single smart grid. For decades, the narrative was always the same: poverty, conflict, dependence. But that was a story told about Africa, not by Africa. Today's Africa is rewriting that script, not with charity, not with hand-me-downs, but with courage, code, and conductivity. The next global superpower may not be a nation. It may be a network, and that network is African. Maxwell's impact is now echoing beyond trains and tunnels. It's shaping diplomacy. Instead of relying on military alliances or foreign aid, African nations are building relationships through energy sharing, tech trade, and digital infrastructure. The African Union is discussing an intercontinental electric corridor that would span over 15,000 kilometers, all powered by clean batteries and solar highways, designed in collaboration with Maxwell. The age of aid is fading. The age of innovation diplomacy has arrived. And if you think Maxwell's vision ends on the ground, you might want to look up. Rumors are swirling about their next project: satellites that beam solar energy back to Earth, powering trains, cities, and more 24/7. Is Africa preparing to become the world's first continent with space-powered infrastructure? You'll want to stick around for that. Maxwell didn't just build batteries. It didn't just electrify railroads. It sparked a movement, one that redefined what Africa could be and what the world should have always seen. A movement of motion, of energy, of minds refusing to be confined by outdated borders or borrowed blueprints. In a world tangled in delay, Africa chose acceleration. What started as a single electric train has become a continental heartbeat. The tracks now pulse with the power of self-belief. With every kilometer laid, every city connected, and every mind awakened, Africa writes a new story. This is no longer the future. This is the now, and it's powered by Africa. Maxwell powers Africa's railway revolution. The tracks are just the beginning.